Fox Business Alert. May was the month of moviegoers. Listen to this. Shares of movie theater chains Cinemark and AMC Entertainment are both popping like popcorn at this hour. Cinemark up 10.33%, and you've got AMC up 22%. So Cinemark delivered its highest ever domestic box office performance for the month of May. This is not just COVID era. This is highest ever. And AMC also announced it reached its highest May attendance in 7 years. Both theaters point to massive turnouts for blockbusters, including The Devil Wears Prada 2, Michael, and Star Wars: The Mandalorian and Grogu, but also that movie Backrooms, smaller movie. Now, Cinemark and AMC are both gearing up for this weekend's lineup, which includes Masters of the Universe. The popular toy line created by Mattel in 1982 is getting a live-action reboot from Amazon MGM Studios and will hit theaters this Friday. Will the epic battle between He-Man and Skeletor for the planet Eternia be enough to boost Mattel's stock? Joining me now in a Fox Business exclusive, Mattel CEO Ynon Kreiz. I am excited to see this movie, which is not really usually my thing, but I'm excited to see it because Barbie, your last film that was based on your IP, did such incredible numbers. What are you expecting for this movie tonight?
Well, it's great to be here in New York to celebrate the launch of Masters of the Universe just ahead of the global premiere, global launch on June 5th, this weekend. Masters of the Universe is an epic action-adventure. It's a hero's journey full of heart, full of humor, and based on the initial reactions after the premieres in LA, in Sao Paulo, London, Berlin, fans are going wild. It's very exciting and it's a great movie. And more than anything, it's entertaining and a lot of fun. How
do you gauge fans going wild? Is it all through social media?
Well, so far it is obviously social media because we haven't released it widely. But based on the initial reactions, people who watch the movie, people who are building excitement and awareness around it, it's building momentum. And going into the weekend, we're excited to see how it will play.
Well, you have a predecessor here, and that would be Barbie. Obviously, the Barbie IP, the intellectual property, transitions so beautifully to this movie. But I can remember you and I, years before Barbie came out, talking about how you were going to do the Barbie movie. And with the Easter eggs and the wind-up and the breadcrumbing of all of the, marketing of it, it is a huge endeavor. Have you done the same for Masters of the Universe?
Well, we know that not every movie will be the next Barbie. But we're taking the same approach in collaborating with creative filmmakers to make quality content, standout content based on our iconic brands that will resonate in culture and excite global audiences. Travis Knight found a way to thread the needle and traverse from the 40 years ago when the brand was created and speak to the fans of the classic mythology, all the way to a new generation of fans that haven't heard or seen Masters of the Universe before. The movie will touch a lot of hearts and will make people very excited about it.
Oh, I can imagine. And by the way, those of you who don't know, Travis Knight is the director of the film, and he is the son of Phil Knight, the co-founder of Nike.
That's right.
Fascinating stuff. But his talent supersedes a lot of other directors. However, the landscape is really changing. Right now, there's a movie out called Backrooms that cost only $10 million to make. And it brought in, what, $80 million domestically, $118 million globally. And it was basically done, this is an A24 film, directed by a 20-year-old YouTuber named Kane Parsons. And I know it's apples and kiwis comparison here, but Masters of the Universe budget is $170 million, reportedly. The landscape is changing when it comes to cost of making these films. And when you can see a film like Backrooms suddenly hauling in $80 million over its opening weekend, what does that tell you about the future of movie making?
Well, we know that audiences are looking for quality content first and foremost. But in today's world, the importance of big brands or creators that have a large following, a fan base that follows them, or a large fan base that follows a brand, this is an important differentiator. The fact that we can bring to the market brands that have decades of fandom is meaningful. Barbie has been around for 65 years, and of course that speaks to the quality and the generational fandom that exists with this brand, and the same for Masters of the Universe.
And He-Man, Skeletor, we've got the toys on the set right now. Let's just put them up there. I'm looking at these, and they are made of plastic. We got to ask you about not just tariffs, because that, of course, has been a big issue, but about the plastic situation. Plastic is made with petrochemicals, and we know what's going on in the Strait of Hormuz during this U.S.-Iran war. How are you managing to absorb the higher cost of plastic? What are you seeing?
Well, first of all, when you look at this product, we couldn't be more proud of the quality and of the product that we bring to the market. Mm-hmm. This will make a lot of people excited, in addition to what we'll see on the big screen. And this is one of our core competencies, making quality product that inspires people and touches heart. Now, this is a key part of the journey. When it comes to actual product creation and the cost of it, this is a fluid situation. We're following the development, of course, like many other companies. As of the first quarter, we've announced that it had very immaterial impact on our cost structure. Of course, we're not immune to that. We're continuing to follow developments, but we have a resilient supply chain, and we're used to managing complexities. So with that, we'll see how things continue to evolve.
No, because it's not just the toy. I'm looking at the plastic that the boxes are wrapped in. It's all bringing in that sort of input cost, I would imagine, higher. So we'll continue to watch that story. When we look at Mattel stock, it has not been anywhere near what longtime shareholders have wanted to see or liked. You have such great IP. And now you have activist investors and longtime investors who say, we need you to explore possibilities and potentials. Maybe a media company should be purchasing you. What do you say to that kind of idea?
Well, generally speaking, we agree with the fact that the market hasn't recognized the progress that we made over the last few years, and more importantly, the potential value of the company and our business going forward. And of course, when it comes to shareholders that have a point of view, we always listen, we're respectful of our shareholders, and we're here to create value for our shareholders.
Well, I know Southeastern, that investor has been a longtime shareholder. They sent a letter, and they in essence said that you've got very strong free cash flow. You've got obviously stable cash generation, this valuable IP portfolio, Barbie, Matchbox, Hot Wheels, Thomas the Tank, Polly Pocket, maybe a Disney, who knows what else the opportunities are at. And you're nodding and saying, but the market hasn't really understood all of the great gains that you've made. Why not? Where's that messaging getting lost?
Market has its own vagaries. The only thing we can do is to continue to focus on execution. And at the same time, we've been buying back a lot of our stock. Over the last 3 years, we bought $1.2 billion of shares. And we just announced a new program to acquire another $1.5 billion over the next 3 years.
Big chunk of change.
Yeah, so up until now, we acquired 21% of the float. And for the time being, we see that as a great investment to, of course, continue to believe in the value of the stock and take advantage of our very strong balance sheet and free cash flow.
Ynon, I'm excited for this New York premiere tonight. We'll be watching, and I'll give my assessment of the movie once I see it tonight. I'm thrilled to be able to go and check it out. Yeah, I know, and I'm very excited about it, and I want to know about the sales of the toys in the wake of it, so thank you.
We will keep you posted.
And Travis Knight, the director, as we mentioned, Masters of the Universe, Travis Knight, director. It just so happens I am heading out to Nike headquarters in Beaverton, Oregon on Thursday. And